All right, everybody, welcome in. The little pink love seat is back. The things I do for this little dog. Oh my God. I just carried this up from the basement. All right. We're not doing that again. Okay, yeah. The things I do for this little dog. Anyway, how is everybody doing this morning? Welcome in. Welcome to you. I hope everything's going great. Some of you have been asking about where to find the free birth chart class, and we have put a link in the description box for you. It's just about signing up for the newsletter, and we will give you the newsletter, and we'll also give you the free class. So please do that if you're interested in figuring out. I talk about the full moons all the time. I talk about Mars going direct. I talk about retrogrades, and it's just woven into these readings. So if you really want to understand how they impact you personally, grab the class, grab the newsletter, grab the class. And in the newsletter, I talk about these things as well. I talk about what's happening and give you some insight for yourself so you can work with the energies. That is my philosophy. It's not something that just happens to you. It's something that you can use. Astrology is a tool. All right, let's see where we're going today. If you're looking for private reading, you can also check out the readers on my channel. Just say another opportunity for you. Mystic Healer, healing energy flows through you. Transformation. I got this myself this morning. A fresh new way of living emerges. Staying focused, hold the course. Stay focused. Stay focused. Unknown territory. You are exactly where you need to be. That might be something you might be needing to hear right now. And there's a lot of unknown territory going on in the world and all of that. But I'm feeling like this is a much more personal message for some of you who are going through big change in your life anyway, regardless of what's happening in the world. So one of the things that is really powerful to do is to spend some time just seeing the world or seeing your life as you want to create, as you want to live it, as you want to create in it, as you want to love in it, as you want to be in it, and just really hold that vision. So it is manifesting. You know, this is a little bit like vision boarding and stuff, you know, really through your imagination. But the key is to really hold the vision. Okay, so see the life that you want to create and hold that vision, but then also just act as if. I mean, that is one of the best manifesting tools there is. Act as if, right? Like, okay, I'm living the dream. I'm living my dream life. I'm enjoying every single day. I'm enjoying the food I eat. I'm enjoying the conversations I have. I have work that is fulfilling and satisfying, and really seek those pieces out of every single part of your life. So even if you're in the middle of some kind of big change, I want you to seek out the things in your life that bring joy. That was one of the biggest moments for me when I moved from one kind of life into doing this life, was that I really needed to find joy again. And a good friend of mine said that to me: go seek your joy. You've lost your joy. And I thought it was just like, I kind of thought it was like airy fairy when I first heard it. But then I was like, no, like every single thing I was doing, I was trying to see the joy in it. I was spending time with, at that time, I just had my kitty cats, my 3 kitty cats, Delilah and Rose and Ellie. And I didn't have Stella anymore. She had passed. And I was still grieving for Stella, but I found joy with my little kitty cats. I found joy in where I was living. I found joy in friendships that I was having, eating the kinds of foods that felt really good to me and that felt healthy and, life sustaining. I did a little garden that summer. So there's a lot here. It's like, and then that became my life. And I found my joy. This is what I do every day now. I found my joy. And you've seen my life transform over the last couple of years. I've been on YouTube for 8 years. And, this is only the beginning. This is just part of it. Working on a book right now, doing, all different kinds of things. And it's just every single day. Is every single day? Am I like the picture of bliss all the time? No, not really. Because I think you really do have to embrace what's happening. Let you feel the feelings of things that are going on. Some people around me are having a hard time, and that's challenging to me. And I, want to be supportive of that. Some other people are, sort of lashing out at me, and that's in my, in my circle of acquaintances, friends, family, whatever. There's difficult relationships going on right now, and I'm having to navigate that. And just being in the world in general. But we can't stick our head in the sand, but we can choose to see something going on, feel how we feel about it. Give yourself some time to feel how you feel. Who said this to me yesterday, that they give themselves 5 minutes of freak out time, and then they stop, and then they say, okay, can I change it? If I can't change it, can I accept it? If I can't accept it, then I'm moving into suffering about it. And so acceptance is a big piece of moving toward this new life. It's just like, okay, it is what it is right now. I'm going to find the joy in this, and then I'm going to hold the vision. All right. So hold the vision. Death, again, transformation. We're going to have to follow that down because that's pretty loud. 10 of Wands, 7 of Swords, Hermit. Somebody is holding on to a secret that's a burden. It's coming to an end. 6 of Swords. I love this, moving into the Strength card and the Fool and the Ace of Pentacles. Devil energy. Don't forget, there's somebody holding on to a secret, or somebody living a lie, and they're kind of making everybody around them miserable. Okay, they're being manipulative, they're being jerks, they're being hard to deal with, whatever it is. And it's like, what's coming is a sense of focusing on a new reality. Okay, so the Strength card, the Fool card, the Ace of Pentacles. I love the 6 of Swords card, because it's like, once you accept something is a reality, instead of suffering that like it is here, it's like, okay, I see the reality in front of me. This is what it is. I am choosing a timeline of something else. I'm choosing a timeline of joy and power and courage and strength and love and acceptance. All right. And so I'm moving away from this lie. Sometimes we lie to ourselves about a situation, and we paint a picture for ourselves of like what's really going on. And when reality comes crashing in, then we have to say, okay, not only do I accept it, but I choose healing. I choose to be empowered by it. I choose to be empowered by it. That's a strong, dynamic, integrated masculine, feminine way of dealing with something that is not to your liking. Especially if it's a lie, if it's something that is like provably false, or something going on where someone's gaining some kind of benefit by doing something under the table or nefarious. And it's like galling, right? It's really galling. But it's like, I want to hold the future in my hand. And I'm transforming into that. We are at a time on earth where we are accelerating our ascension. Homo luminous, just like this. Okay. And there is a split here. The timelines are splitting, which I talked about in the ancestor message yesterday. The timelines are splitting. Let's see what the reading shows. Chariot, 9 of Wands, moving away from old patterns. The Sun. Beautiful. 3 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, Knight of Cups. Look at that. New beginnings. This is pretty fast. Page of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, another ace here, and the Two of Swords. Maybe it's too fast. The Two of Swords is like an internal process here. It's an internal way of looking at things, going inward. The Hermit goes inward. This decision time period. I feel like the biggest thing here is to let go of patterns of the past, to let go of how I would have handled this in the past and maybe institute a new policy, because that was not either acceptance nor was it change, and it just created suffering. So maybe in the past I would have stuck my head in the sand, and every time the reality came, it would bite me in the ass, and then that would be like a huge wake-up call, and then I would just go back to the old way of doing it. This feels like I'm holding in my focus, I'm holding in my mind's eye the image of the life that I'm creating. And I feel like it's starting to appear like all around you. And don't forget that, like, in order to create something new, in order to have something new show up, there's stuff that has to go. We got to make space, right? We got to make space. I know. We got to make space. And this is a new lesson. There's new friendships. There's new loyalties. I'm getting the word loyalties. There's new people coming around. The Chariot is really the energy of moving forward very quickly. This is Cancerian energy, but it's also about like victory. And I feel like it's victory over the old patterns, victory over, like, I am no longer doing that. I have spent some time in my healing work, and I don't know why I'm surprised that things have to go. If you're healing and you're moving into a new dynamic, a new timeline, then stuff that doesn't match that really goes. And I just get the feeling that there's a little bit of shock and dismay that there's so much upheaval. It's like, yeah, but we're dynamically choosing something new. So focus on that. Focus on the goal that you want to see. Be the change you want to see in the world. Okay. And the Ace of the Fool and the Ace of Pentacles right there. So this is about holding sunshine and happiness and joy. The more of us that do this, the quicker the decision. The more of us that do this, the more people will be drawn to this. So right now, there's probably, we said 144,000 is a tipping point in the ascension process, but there's a lot of fear with a lot of change happening on the planet. So it's really even more important that you double down on like holding on to your gaze, holding your gaze at, the kind of life that is what you're creating here. Some of you are stepping into being this mystic healer. And that means that you're becoming the hermit, becoming the healer, and other people are going to see it. So if you have a block against being seen, that might be something to work on. Okay? Because we are dropping out. We can't, I've been saying this for quite some time, that in order to become this new energy, we do live a 3D life, and there's plenty of things that we experience or have going on for us. I mean, there's a big chunk of Jesus's life that is not recorded because he was struggling with regular human stuff. And they're like, no, nobody needs to see that. Well, yeah, I think a lot of people would have liked to see that. We are not alone in this. That was the point of becoming human. That was the point of being however you look at Jesus, as a prophet or as the Son of God, or as someone who is a profound spiritual teacher, whatever the mystical elements of that are. He really did. There was a lot of struggle that happened in his life and was not highlighted because it was like kind of, not really teaching the lesson that a lot of people wanted him to teach. But that was the reality of it. It's like we skipped over like seasons 2 through 9, and we went from season 1 all the way to season 10 and 11. We missed all this middle stuff. And so it's like, I just want to reiterate to you that like, it is very 3D and human to have these kind of struggles. And, spiritual teachers, spiritual healers, and everything like that, they are human too. This is not about being super nice and everything's sugary and everything's unicorn-like. And that kind of stuff is nonsense. Okay. That's just, and it's a ridiculous standard. Okay. Your job is to work through the day-to-day challenges that you have, patterns that you have. I mean, these patterns are on purpose. You're here to work and heal them. They're in your way. It's not your imagination. They're in your way. They're really here for you to be healing them. So 3 of Pentacles and 2 of Wands, this definitely feels like you're going toward your tribe. Okay. I've been seeing that for a long time. Going toward your tribe. And this Knight of Cups, there's an offer coming up here. Staying focused, unknown territory, maybe somebody that's a little unusual for you, or something that's really off or out of the comfort zone. Knight of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, Moon. Boy, this full moon in Leo. And then the Justice card. There's some kind of balancing here. There's something comes full circle. Some relationship that is on your path that didn't kind of work out in some way does come back around again. Something comes back around again. I'm getting that imagery. This person is coming back in a new way. Somebody who's very now trustworthy, this Knight of Pentacles. They're kind of in a rush to tell you all this. There's a lot of conversation here. And Libra, so they could be in some kind of legal, I don't know, some kind of legal dealings. What is that? The Justice card, Queen of Cups, and the World. This person could be somebody who's very important to the cosmic heart and spreading love in the world, or being the light also. This person knows that that's really on their path. And maybe they had to go off and, like I just said about Jesus, who had to go off and like live his life and be human for 17 years or whatever the gap was in the story. And you can find the story in other places, but for most people, there's a big gap. And this is really about their gap. Like a gap year? Like somebody went away for a year? Somebody went away. And it's like, it seemed unfinished. All right, it seemed unfinished. Here's the unknown territory. Let's look at this. You're exactly where you need to be. I get the feeling that some of you are like, well, I guess it just wasn't meant to be, or something, like kind of wrote it off. This person has transformed. You're both going through big transformation. What is this unknown territory about? Page of Swords. Mission. Woo! 10 of Swords. 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Cups. One more, please. 6 of Cups. Okay. This person comes back and shares their, remember I just said about a gap year or a year away or however long they were away from you. They really went through it. And I go look at the twin flame reading if you are aligning this message with a twin flame story, that this person sort of went into the desert. And maybe they're going through legal challenges. Maybe they're, whatever it is, they were in the desert for a long time. They were away from you, away from this new situation that I feel like this person had a lot to learn. if you feel like you went away from something and you're the one in has been in the desert, and now there's a rekindling of a situation that is about the life you want to create, there are some lessons that I feel like this is going to be a natural conversation. You're just going to be like, I learned this and I learned that, and they're going to say, I learned this and I learned that, and it's like you're going to catch yourself and go, oh yeah, talking about our lessons, talking about our lessons. This is a possibility. And there is this Two of Swords here, which is kind of like a wait and see. A lot of times there could be blocking because maybe there's still some unfinished business here. But the biggest part of the transformation. Now we're into chapter, 10 and 11. Now we're getting to the meat of the story between the two of you. You had some separation here. Some of you walked away or moved on from situations that are now coming back around. Some of you are really finding your work or finding your path, finding your mission. And all of a sudden, there's a rekindling of something coming back around. Wow. Okay, so big transformation brings big reunions, big transformation. All right, I'm going to continue on with this reading. If this is your reading, I will go deeper. We'll look at what we don't see coming. We'll look at the next 30 days and what does Spirit have to say about how this plays out. Link is below. If you want to continue, I will see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.